Hello everyone. So in this video, we will have a complete overview of React 19 features. So React 19 is currently in beta. It can be installed via npm. However, if you create a new React tab using Vite or CRA template, it will still give you React version 18. Okay. So if I go to the new project, now as you can see, React version 18.2, it gives me. Okay. So the first feature is the support for async functions with use transition hook. So what is use transition hook? Let me tell you what is it. See, here as you can see, we are using the use transition hook. So we have an input and in that we have a change event in which the value is set. So whenever the input is changed, the value is set. So this is task the transition means in between the state update, it will perform an operation and also gives you the is pending variable. So when we are destructuring an array, you can rename however you want. So is pending means that when the state update is pending, it will do this operation, otherwise do this. Okay, if I go to the browser, see, you can see that updating thing. That's how it works. So yeah, this is the use transition hook. Now what it is saying is that this will also have support for asynchronous functions. Now here, if this was in the submit function, I mean, in which you are doing any kind of API call and you are doing some state updates, and then, yeah, you want to handle the state updates, and when the state update is pending, you are doing nothing. So there you can handle this. In this way, the use transition hook is more advanced now. Move on to the next feature, the new use action state hook. So what is this use action state hook? Let's see. It is saying that you are having some asynchronous operation in which you are updating the name, and now you see the submit action means you get full access to the form data. You just set the name is set to name. Here you can see you just need to do form data to get name. Now see, the good thing is that you don't need to create multiple user state name, user state email, user state password, user state this, that, those. You don't need to do that. You just need to pass the submit action in the action prop of the form, and then what will happen is you will simply get all the fields by using this get method. Right? So in this way, to make the common cases easier for actions, this accepts the function, the action. Okay, so the function that you are passing here is an argument, is the action that you want to perform. Okay, so till now, I mean, it was there in the React DOM, and it was called as a use form state. It was in the Canary release, means those beta releases, experimental versions, but they have renamed it to use action state. And then you can redirect. I mean, on the form submission, you can redirect. And here is the error handling as well. Now, let's go to the next one. Use form status hook. So, guys, the new use form status hook is available for us now. So, in design systems, it's common to write the design components that need access to information about the form there. without drilling cross-start components. So this can be done by context API. You can achieve same thing by context API, but yeah, here the use form status is making things easier. And now you might be wondering that how does it handle the pending state? We are simply passing this pending here, but how does it take the reference? So this uses the parent form component as a context. If there was a parent component wrapping this button, then that will be used as a context, and that form will then be handled by this use form status hook. Okay, now moving on to the next feature, use optimistic hook. Make the state update easier when an async request is going on. So, like the use state, we are here as well destructuring the two things, optimistic name, set optimistic name, and we pass the current value as well. You can pass empty string or any value coming from pop. Now, submit action, you see, you get the name and, sorry, yeah. So here you see that you are updating the name, then the updated name you are setting here. So, what's exactly going on? So we are updating the state when the async request is going on. Till now with the use state, what you used to do is you do the async request, then set the value by using the promise chaining like .then or getting the conditions like after await and then data.message and data.message.value. You add these conditions. Now it has become easier. So the use optimistic will immediately render the optimistic name while the update name request is in progress. So when the update finishes, React will automatically switch back to the current name value. Okay, that is how this optimistic hook works. So currently we are only getting the overview. We will also see this in real time with the practical approach in the coming videos. And now the next is the use API. The most awaited thing of the React 19 was this use API. What does this actually do? This will take promise as an argument and suspend the component until the promise is out. Okay, now imagine you have a component that does some asynchronous operation. Here you are loading the data. Now, since you are loading the data, you don't really want to render the component even if it has not loaded the data. So what this will do is, you already know what suspense is. Until the component loads, it will display the fallback. So when the component is doing its operation, you can utilize this use hook. So this will suspend the component until its operation has completed, until the promise has resolved. When loading the comments, when the comments have completely loaded, then only this component will be displayed. This makes the performance much faster of your application and user experience much better. Okay, so next, the stable server components and server actions. So guys, what are server components? See, in server components, what happens is that the data of the component loads from the server. So that will not be bundled in the client side. When you build the React application, it the server components will not be bundled into that. Those will be uploaded to server only. So when you load your application, the client side components that were bundled will be loaded, and the server side components will only be loaded when you render them. When you click them, let's say there is an about page in which the data is loaded from the server. So if you click on the about link, then the data will be loaded from the server in the real time. Then only it will be displayed, thereby increasing the performance of the application. And now, what are server actions? Server actions allows you to, let's say, call the database queries from within your client-side applications or doing any other asynchronous operation. This is what server actions do. I mean, all the server-side actions that you don't need to do on the client side. Those things are now available in the React 19 and some other libraries like Next.js, Remix, Gatsby, Astro can now utilize this feature of React.js so that you can make your full stack application without having a separate backend. Alright, so this is all about the React.js new features in the version 19. Currently it is in beta. When it will be in the live, I mean when it will be completely released, we will start making projects out of this so that you can impress the recruiters and you will make real projects, means real features, not like those basic CRUD operations with real features. And then we will do some out of the box things. We will learn from basics to advanced things which are asked in interviews. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.